Hello, everyone, and welcome to ROKStudios. I'm Stan Miller. I'm PR and Analyst Relations Manager for Rockwell Automation in the EMEA region. And I'm joined today by Maria Else. She is our Senior Global Product Manager for Industrial Cybersecurity. Maria, welcome back to the studio.
Thank you, Stan, for having me again. Lovely to be here.
And I'm also joined by John Speakman. John is Sales Director for Cybersecurity Services in EMEA. John, welcome back to the studio as well.
Thanks, Dan. Good to be here.
So guys, today we're here to talk a little bit about building resilience in a regulated era, from compliance to operational capability. This is such a critical topic across so many types of industrial customers. Let's get right to it. Maria, if I could please start with you.
Sure.
From your perspective, just level set us a little bit. What are the Cyber Resilience Act and the new machinery regulations, and why do they matter, particularly for OEMs?
Yeah, these are two really important new pieces of legislation that are affecting our OEMs from different perspectives compared to end users. So this is where the CRA is focusing on those products with digital elements, and the machinery regulation brings together both safety and security, and looking at how these areas can be secured to help drive resiliency across the block. And what's important to note for our OEMs is some of the things that are being asked for, such as reporting, becoming in play in September of 2026, with compliance starting in 2027. So on the horizon for sure.
So deadlines coming, and I would probably guess some complexity. John, if I could ask you, what does this mean in practice for OEMs and how they design and operate their machines?
So there's some really fundamental changes, and for a lot of OEMs, some of these changes are going to be fairly significant and difficult to navigate. First and foremost, secure by design, something that Rockwell have been talking about for a long time, becomes mandatory. No longer a nice to have or should be done. Secure by design is going to be a mandatory requirement. That means that from the bottom up, the machines have to be designed to be as secure as they can possibly be. So from the moment that they're delivered to the end user, the machine is in the best possible state that it can be from a cybersecurity point of view. From a safety point of view, cyber risk will now be part of the legislation. So actually woven directly into the machinery regulation is very explicit cybersecurity guidelines, and similar to what we've seen in standards like IEC 62443 over recent years that many of our partners will be familiar with. There's now cybersecurity levels for safety systems as well. These will be introduced into new legislation. You have to provide evidence. You have to provide extensive levels of documentation in order to get your CE compliance, which of course is mandatory in the European Union. It becomes mandatory to have vulnerability and incident reporting to ENISA, who are going to be the regulator for this. So you as an OEM have to disclose to ENISA any vulnerabilities that have developed in your machine, whether that's been, it's come through supply chain, that devices that you've integrated in your machine have vulnerabilities. These have to be gathered up, they have to be reported to ENISA, and in turn then they have to be reported to the end users as well. So, and crucially, to do all this, to achieve this compliance in a continuous process, and this is this support, this vulnerability reporting has to be continued for many years after the machine has been delivered. It's not something you can do manually. This is going to be a huge burden if you try to do this manually. You're going to need, as an OEM, to develop, real change your operational processes and make them scalable.
Got it. Maria, let's unpack a little bit about, from what John shared, why is this particularly challenging for most OEMs today?
I think it's because everything is new. Of these things to do, and are significant changes in how they are operating today. So some of the things that are going to be required to be compliant, such as what people are saying that the SBOM, or the bill of material of the machine, so having a complete asset inventory of the machine, being able to show from the very beginning as the machine is built that there are no known vulnerabilities being shipped with the machine. How do you do that? because if it's not being done today, you've got to define a new process for that. But it's not only about when the machine is built, it's like how is it managed and maintained when it's out in the wild. So how are the OEMs going to report to their end users if anything's changed, if there are new vulnerabilities. So it's having the right policies and procedures in place to be able to do these things, and having the right behaviors as well as tools to do these things as well. So these are some of the complexities that OEMs are going to face. So new processes, new ways of working, all to be done within the required timeframes, because things that are going to be critical for non-compliance are potential fines as well.
Wow. So it sounds like having a strategy is absolutely key here.
Absolutely key.
Got it. John, coming back to you, how can OEMs address these gaps, especially around SBOM, vulnerability management, and regulatory reporting? How do they tackle it?
So first and foremost, you need a centralized operational backbone as an OEM to actually manage all this information, to manage the information that you're collecting on the machines that you built as they're shipping to the end users. You need to manage the ingest of vulnerability changes that come from your component suppliers that are helping you build the machines, including obviously companies like Rockwell. You need to maintain asset inventory and an install base visibility of the machines that you've delivered. So like the as-built documentation, or some people are referring to it as like the birth certificate that's generated for the machines when they get handed over to the end users, that having real accuracy on what is inside the machine. The SBOMs Maria mentioned there, the software bill of materials, really critical part. The legislation is quite explicit about vulnerabilities in what they call like top tier dependencies of the software components of the machine, of which as machines get more complex, there's going to be more software components. The challenge to map CVEs, common vulnerability exploitations, to real assets. So lots of the machine suppliers, suppliers to the OEMs will be publishing vulnerabilities. Everybody unfortunately has new vulnerabilities uncovered, but actually the challenge for the OEM to map this incoming stream of vulnerabilities to actually the real assets. Where are they? Who's got them? Are these vulnerabilities applicable to this customer, or did I install a later version on this customer compared to that customer? So all these are really serious challenges that fundamentally most OEMs currently are not geared up to address. There are opportunities here as well with legislation that are going to present themselves to OEMs. Certainly the opportunities to provide additional value-add services around structured detection, assessment, reporting workflows. We can help our OEM customers to automate some of these processes, and of course support them through the lifecycle of the product through secure monitoring, secure remote access, and other services like that.
John, that sets me up perfectly for my next question. Last question of the interview for you, Maria, and that is, how does this all fit into a broader lifecycle or PLM strategy, and where could a company, for example, like Rockwell, help differentiate?
Yeah, so the OEM's got to think about the product lifecycle as a whole. So starting with the design of the machine. So one of the requirements is to be secure by design. So it's having the right process in place. So think about the design process. Does it align with international recognizable standards such as the IEC 62443 4-1 standard, which is the secure design process. So that's something to think about today before even the legislation comes into play. So as well as part of that is going to be the documentation. So having the right documentation in place so you can ship your machine and place it within the market. And then, the operate and maintain pieces as well. So being able to support your end customer, identify those vulnerabilities, those assets in those machines when they come into effect, and also thinking about how they're going to report as well. So it's having that strategy, having the policies and procedures in place, being able to prepare your product so it can be shipped and placed on the market to be compliant, to allow you to operate in the market is a fundamental starter for 10 in all of this. But how Rockwell can help, so We are industry experts. We are ourselves a manufacturer and have a lot of experience in complying to regulation. So think about leveraging products that are going to be compliant already in your bill of material. And Rockwell are doing a lot around our products to make sure that we have product that is going to be CRA compliant, that can be chosen and specified for the machines. But also when it comes to assessing your current processes and procedures, so looking at your current design lifecycle and your design procedures, are they already going to be compliant? And have an assessment at that level. And also think about assessing your machines as well at machinery level, so making sure that they are going to be compliant, but also leveraging our consultancy services as well. So we can help you from assessment and design phase, policies and procedures, through to then fleet management once your machines are out in the wild with the right tools and services to support that. So yeah, many ways that Rockwell can help our OEM customers today.
Thanks, Maria.
No worries.
Maria, John, thank you so much for joining us in the studio today and talking about such a critically important topic to industry. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn more about industrial automation and digital transformation, visit rockwellautomation.com.